Good evening, everybody. The game is taking a minute to load. There we are. Hello, and welcome to Into the Breach. I have got about 15 seconds in this thing. I am playing on a GOG copy of the game. I would like to start off, first of all, by saying a very special thank you to GOG.com. It looked like all of the promotional keys had been given away already. This is obviously an incredibly popular game. It's Subset Games' follow-up to their massively successful indie game FTL. I have some stories to share, but I think I will save those for when there's a little bit more of a pulse on that viewer count. But anyways, a very special thank you to GOG.com for kind of going that extra mile and making sure that I got a key, because I know this is a game that a lot of people want to see me play, and frankly, I'd really like to play this. So far as I can tell, this is almost like a very stripped-down version of XCOM. But even more than that, there's some neat ideas in this, at least so far as I've been able to see. I couldn't quite pull myself away from looking at some promotional material for this. So with that in mind, obviously this game is available on your favorite platforms, but I will let you know that GOG did give me a key for this. And if you would like to support the stream as well as support a digital distributor who sort of supports DRM-free gaming, you can buy Into the Breach through them. You'll get, if you want to kind of keep things up to date, I know they gave kind of a hot fix quite recently. If you use their GOG Galaxy client, they will basically update your game for you. If you prefer to, really lock into that, DRM-free and absolutely nobody's allowed to touch anything that I'm doing, completely respect that. And what you can do there is, excuse me, what you can do there is basically you can click that link. If you buy through that link, I will get credit for driving some traffic to their website. Obviously, if you buy a different game, that'll count as well. A little bit of revenue goes into the stream, and then you get a good game at, I believe, the same price as anything else. A couple other reasons to get it on GOG. I'm sorry, I know this is a full sales pitch right at the start of the game, but it has been a while since I've actually gone into the details of why I have that particular partnership with them. So one of the things that I really like about GOG is that they have got their fair pricing policy, so they actually brought in Canadian currency long before Steam for me, which is a big deal. And what they basically do is that if there's a price difference beyond sort of the foreign exchange, they will make up the difference out of their own pocket in the form of kind of a store credit for the GOG's site. I did mention DRM free. That is, to me, one of the biggest sales features. So this thing isn't calling back home to make sure that you're playing a proper copy of it. This is a big deal for me when I was in grad school and I was trying to play Democracy 3 on Steam because I didn't have an internet connection. I could not play the game. What I'd normally do is I'd start it while I had an internet connection, then I'd close my laptop, reopen it, and carry on that way. And then finally, there is the money-back guarantee. So one of the problems with classic games, which GOG really kind of got its reputation for, is that sometimes when they do it on Steam, they'll just dump it on there, and if it doesn't work, that's your problem. And if you don't figure that out within the 2-hour refund, you're, too bad. In the case of GOG, they will make an effort to get it working with you first. So some people will take that as being a harsher return policy than Steam. I've not had to return something with them, so I can't really comment along those lines. But basically, they will make an effort to get the thing working with you. If it doesn't turn out, you get the refund, which I think is a very fair way of doing it. It's a fair way of doing it for developers, because I'm not entirely sure people who make games that can be played within a 2-hour period, or people who make, let's say, Paradox style games where you can't really learn the thing in enough time. In this case, you wind up getting you kind of get your I think you get something that is making sure that people are buying things that they're interested in. And that there's a mechanism for people to be able to return it if it's not working, but not necessarily get like a proper demo of the game. Some people don't like that. That's obviously entirely up to you. But again, GOG did give me a key for this, and presently, if you buy it through there, you've never tried FTL, you'll get a copy of FTL Advanced Edition for free if you buy it through this link or on GOG in general. But if you buy it through my link, you do support me. So thank you for sitting through all of that. A couple of other things that are worth mentioning. So Cultist Simulator Perpetual Edition is no more in the sense of getting those developer builds. That it died as of 20 minutes ago. I noticed a little activity on Twitch which interested me. Actually, if you can just give me a quick second here. I want to get myself some alerts. All right. A few things that are interesting, to me at least, that are coming up. So BattleTech has now been given its announcement, so that game will be coming out in April, I believe. I'm really looking forward to that. I kickstarted it. It's published by Paradox, so obviously that's a publisher that has been really good to this this stream in terms of making sure that I have access to things. I suspect because I kickstarted it, I'm not going to get the I suspect I'm not going to be getting that that sort of souped up edition. But again, BattleTech is now available for pre-order. I really enjoyed the beta. In fact, I might stream that again just to get give people a little reminder of it, what's coming up, and what else. Surviving Mars is one I noticed was on GOG. That, I believe, is coming out March 15th. And I know people said they were interested in watching me play a city builder. So this is one that sort of intrigues me. I believe if you pre-order Surviving Mars, you get a like a Stellaris bonus inside of it. So those are a couple of games that are on my radar just as I was going through the GOG channel. But the one we're playing tonight is also the least expensive and the most popular of all of the games on that I mentioned on GOG, and that is Into the Breach. So, first time Into the Breach. Just gonna take a quick peek. Game timer UI, add a game timer to the UI, helpful for speedrunning or obtaining the Lightning War achievement. Don't really need that. Yep, I'm fine with all this. Humanity destroyed. Vec threat unstoppable. Mission failed. Open a breach. Time to go back and try again. All right, we've got Ralph Carlson, who gains bonus 2 XP per kill. And I get to pick what mech he gets. So I don't get to I don't get to pick anybody. Okay, cool. So we get different time travelers. Similar story with the squads. So gain coins by completing achievements. Use coins to unlock new squads. Cool. Okay. Oh, we got colored. Oh, no, we don't. Wow, they really don't want us to, they really don't really want us to do anything. Okay, so Water Grave, drown 3 enemies in water in a single battle. Achievements earn you coins to unlock new mech squads. Ramming speed, kill an enemy 5 or more tiles away with a dash punch. And island secure, complete the first corporate island. Okay. Let's do the tutorial. Designed to provide an interesting challenge to new and experienced players. Increase spawn rate Vec, some more alpha Vec. Scores increased. Yeah, I'm totally fine doing this on normal. And as much as I kind of wanted to draw things out to show people like the game from the very start, I know the best I can really do is just tweet it out. As you know, it'd be great to to have a million. It'd be great to have like a million people inside the channel at the beginning. But it's a super popular game. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are playing it. So I think the best we can do is just as as people come in, I can explain the game as it goes by. But other than that, I don't think there's a ton of reason to sort of sit by and wait for things. So Here we go. This timeline will be a vet graveyard. This museum island recreates old Earth as it was before the oceans rose and nearly wiped out humanity. The CEO is Dewey Alms. The environment is temperate. There are 4 kinds of Vec, which I have no idea what they are, and a leader. One thing I like, by the way, of that little introduction when they talk about open a new breach, like, so basically it starts with failure and the next time it's going to work. I love the fact that obviously FTL is a very famous roguelike with lots of failure, lots of attempts. I like the fact that they sort of build it into the story. I mean, obviously the title is a reference, well, sort of. I mean, it's not the exact quote, but it's sort of neat. I just like it when they add something into the game. I can remember Gods Will Be Watching. I really like the fact that they actually brought the difficulty of the game in as a plot point. Right. If you are from the future, you'll find our island is even further back in time than you expected. If not for the VAC, I'd have loved to give you a tour of the old Earth relics. There's a combat simulation available to get new commanders up to speed with mechanized combat. Would you like to launch the simulation? Yes. Okay. Power grid. This is the power grid. Whenever a building is damaged, it will be reduced. If it is reduced to 0, you lose. Every turn, every enemy attack is forewarned. Next turn, this one will attack the buildings. Hover over an enemy to see details about its attack. This is your combat mech. It can punch any adjacent tile. Click on your mech, move it closer to the enemy, and punch him. So, it says mouse over for more details on the attack. I guess it's saying that it's like 1 damage to the the building. All right, so click. Click on a weapon to use it. The number keys will also work as a shortcut. You may not move after you've shot a weapon. I like this so far. Pushing enemies. Your mech's punch pushed this unit. It will now attack a new location. Pushes can save buildings from enemy attacks or even make enemies attack each other. When aiming a weapon or examining an enemy attack, icons show you exactly what will happen. Pushing. An arrow means that a unit on the tile will be pushed. Damage. A number on the tile means the unit will be on that tile will be damaged. Push and damage. Some weapons can cause multiple effects on a single tile. When all of your mechs have used an action or there is nothing left for your units to do, press this button to end your turn. So presumably it attacks the mountain. A leaper. This is your tank mech. It shoots a projectile that travels in a straight line until it hits another object. All right, so I think I know the lesson that it's trying to tell me here. So first thing I'm interested in is whether or not I can get my... All right, I was wondering if I could get the punching mech to get in line, but I could not. So in this case, it seems that there's really only 2 options here. If it's going to fire in a straight line, move it up here. We do get an undo move if it comes right down to it. Taurus Cannon. Brute class weapon fires a powerful projectile that damages and pushes the target. Okay, well, that building's saved. Valid targets. When aiming a weapon, the orange tiles show you where you can shoot. All right, well, you may fire when ready. Oh, that was a bit easy. All right, so my decision now is... So let's just see if there's an advantage. So Firefly Bro is going to... Right, so go after the building. So if I go around and punch, that building winds up taking damage, so I don't want to do that. So in this case, I just run straight in front of him. All right. Will the building hold? It's coming after us. Artillery weapons can shoot over obstacles like mountains, but cannot shoot adjacent tiles. The artillery mech's weapon will only damage units on the center tile, while adjacent units on the adjacent tiles are pushed. Cool. So I think the idea here is that I bombard the Hornet. It's going to push this guy into the water, that guy into the water, and that frees up either my tank to do a shot or my punchy mech to do some damage. So we will leave. Well, you know what? We'll move you a little bit closer just because I'm not sure what I'm going to need in future. Cool. This unit fell into the water, killing it instantly. I'm assuming that does not apply to the Hornets. Move you up, but I believe my leader is piloting this mech, so I'm going to get him to punch. I guess the idea here, victory in 5 turns, means that they... excuse me. I'm assuming that means that I basically need to hang on for 5 turns. No point in firing the weapon, so you still have units that can act. They will lose their turn. Yes. So there's a really nice job here of sort of telling you how to look at things or what you should be looking at. Okay, so looks like there's no sneaky looks like there's no sneaky way for me to push them into the water. So I'm mildly curious about this. If I punch this guy, cool. So I wind up killing him, 1 damage to him. I also get this guy out of danger. Now if we move you up here. Alright, so the drawback is that this guy... well... I'm fine with that, because we move this guy to safety. The question is, do I want to fire on the bug? Okay, let me think a little bit about this. I can exterminate this thing with a punch, and it's... yeah, I'm not quite going to be able to make this work the way that I want it. Alright, that's fine. We'll move him back. So, insta-kill here. I'm mildly curious if this will do enough damage to take him out. It will not. But what it will do... so he's got 1 health left. So if I drop the bomb here... ah, but that moves my guy back. Ah, drat. I didn't think that through. So I was just thinking I can drop... if I drop the artillery onto this guy, that pushes him into the way of getting hit by this. Unfortunately, I'm going to push my own mech back into this path. So if I'd thought it through a little bit more, I would have done better. But hello, Johnny Big Time. It says there's more bodies inside here, but you're the first one to talk. Oh, completing missions. Every mission you win by defeating the Vec or fighting them until they retreat. Missions also have bonus objectives. Completing these will earn you additional resources after the battle. Okay, so... hey, the exception. How can I maximize my well, I maximized my damage by either deciding to bomb this guy or this guy, so we will... drop bombs on moms. Fire off a shot. And we end the turn. You are. It's really good to see you, Johnny. I hope our chat about computer stuff was useful. You were, I mean, I have no reason to believe that it wasn't. As you were you're very gracious about it, but okay, so problem is if I punch this guy, I'm going to punch him into the building. let's find some clever ways of distributing this damage. Don't mention it, Johnny. I'm happy to help. Okay, so I'm going to wind up damaging my tank this way, I think, but... Well, I guess my alternative... Let me just double check how this is going to work. So, nope, because I wind up pushing this guy out of the way, and I need all the spaces. Okay, so I'm going to wind up damaging my tank, but that's fine, because it's the buildings that you want to keep alive. So, I'm using my... Oh, I actually wound up... Okay, well... Oh, no, that's not going to work either. So is there truly no way that I can... Well, I can always knock this guy out of the way, but let me just make sure I can do enough knocks. Okay, if I punch this guy, he dies. My other two attacks are sufficient to kill these guys. Well, here's what I can do. Buy you some time. Blow this guy away. I wanted to try and do something clever, but... And this is the only place he can attack without killing the building, so punch this guy to death. And this thing just winds up doing damage to the mountain. I think that's the right call, Johnny. I mean, obviously, the whole point of that tool that I gave you is if you have an opportunity, because obviously some businesses are better at hanging on to inventory than others, but if an opportunity comes up for a good price, then I think you know, I think you should you know, see if it's worth it to you. But if the point is just to get a new toy, you know, you can still responsibly get a new toy in another way. So anyways, turns over, they hit the mountain. All right. I admire your confidence, sir. That's a tutorial. Victory! The Riftwalkers save us. Everybody all right? Congratulations on your first successful mission, Commander. I'm confident in your ability to save the planet after such extensive training. Simulation complete. All enemies defeat all enemies before they retreat. Saved 1,000 civilians. Everybody's safe. Damage power grid. The power grid connects every corporate island. Any damage it takes in missions will persist. The VEC caused damage before you arrive, but there will be opportunities to restore it. Every mission has different potential rewards for completing bonus objectives. You won't be able to do every mission on the island, so choose carefully. Power cores are used to upgrade your mechs. Grid power restores your power grid. If your power grid reaches 0, you lose. Corp reputation used to purchase items once the island is secure. Warning, missions with more potential rewards will have additional dangers. You know, I've never watched Pacific Rim, Johnny, so I couldn't say myself. Okay, so... I have no idea what air support is supposed to mean. I can either end the battle with less than 4 mech damage. So here's the deal. So I can either block the VEC from spawning 3 times, or I can protect the power generator. I sort of feel like I have more control over the mech damage. But I don't know about this air support, so... Let's try the evacuation site just because I haven't tried the spawning thing yet. This region still has pristine ancient roads and topiary design. Do not let the Vex surface, they'll wreak havoc on it. Alright. Alright, I'll have to check it out then, Johnny. Okay, select a location in the yellow drop zone. So ideally I can run ahead and smash the crap out of these guys. We'll put tank on the other flank and artillery in the middle. We're saved! Mom, look, what's that noise? Now the Vec are gonna get it. Let's secure the region and clean by the numbers. Ah, well, I did not think that they were gonna move like that. Emerging enemies. An enemy unit will emerge here next turn. You can temporarily block enemies from spawning, but it will damage the blocking unit. Alright, well that would have been a great opportunity. So, this enemy scion provides a passive bonus to all Vec. Killing it removes the bonus. Select the scion and mouse over its portrait in the bottom left for more information. Oh, cool. I didn't notice that before. That's not fair. We were not ready. Yeah, exactly, Johnny. This game is pretty interesting so far. So the evaluation of an XCOM style is, I think, a very fair one. Okay. Web mech. This unit has been webbed. Mouse over the status icons on the bottom left to determine what that means. Units webbed by the Vec cannot move, but they can still attack. So the thing is, though, damage to my mech is not the end of the world. It's damage to buildings that I need to worry about. So what I need to do, I want to find a way of damaging this guy first. So problem number one. I'm very happy to punch the crap out of this guy and punch him into the scorpion, which may wind up moving. This could free my tank, or it may not. The problem is that by moving... Oh, actually, you know what? I still move this guy into a position which can defend the building. So we're going to punch Mr. Psychic. Pushing into objects. Pushing units into things deals 1 additional damage to both. Okay. So... not able to do anything about Webbro. Which means I'm not able to do anything about... Well, here's a fun idea. So we move him up like this. What happens if he blocks his own guy? Ha ha! I just got a welcome to my chat room message, so if you guys had any messages for me after Johnny Big Time said, "That's not fair, we're not ready," I apologize for not seeing it. Let me know what you said and I'll do my best to respond. Okay, so I think shooting at this thing, it's not clear whether or not I will be webbed, but it does mean I should avoid the attack. And we're going to set a forest on fire, it looks like. Burning forests. The forests on this tile took damage, turning it into fire. If a unit stands on fire, it will ignite and take damage every turn. Ah, cool. So I can do an artillery bomb and push this guy into the fire, or I just mop him up one way or the other. I'm curious if blocking, if the emerging will... blocking spawn, the new enemy will not spawn here, but this unit will take 1 damage. This would be really cool if this counts towards my total. So, end turn. Yep, that counted. Okay, so priority number 1, so I can get another block, I want to punch this guy into onto this area. Oh, but he died. I was not thinking. Okay. This guy only has 1 health left, so I'm able to handle that. Ugh. I really wish I could undo that move. That was possibly that was almost certainly the worst thing that I could have done. I don't gain anything for that, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to wind up losing this city. Okay, nice 2 damage, but I don't have any way of following up on that, so that city's going to wind up taking some damage. And that winds up knocking this guy into a refinery. Oh, god damn, that's... Oh, here's an idea, though. Alright, so... disposal complete. Okay, so we managed to get that that nasty thing. Now this is going to suck this round, because this guy's going to take damage. Probably somebody else is going to wind up webbed, and we're going to have 3 new guys to deal with. So pushing into objects, pushing units into things deals 1 additional damage to both. In this case, the extra damage killed the unit. It's really nice of them. They did a great job of indicating what the information is. So the thing that's neat about this game is, like, it's basically like you're watching a game of XCOM where the enemy has declared their turns and you need to work your mechs into a best reply. So, alright, so my mech takes damage. I'm not at all worried about that, though. Damage mechs. Your mechs will automatically repair all damage after battle. If a mech is reduced to 0 health, the pilot dies and the mech is disabled for the rest of that battle. Okay, so let's see what we're dealing with here. Okay, that's going to be a little gross. And he just got webbed. Okay, well, that gives me a little bit to work with. Oh, no, that doesn't. I'm not able to get somebody there in time. So I'm definitely feeling like pushing these guys out of... This guy's going to wind up taking some damage for blocking. That feels like my best option right now. This guy's going to get it both ends. Oh, nope, he's not. So we'll start. I want to clear out some space. The thing that sucks here is there's not going to be any damage that comes out of that. But again, the allies haven't taken any damage, which is good news. I also have some options in terms of moving this guy around, so I get to decide. Oh, actually, we get to stop 2 things from spawning. I don't get to punch anything, sadly, but... Alright, so I can... Yeah, I might as well... Well, this might take this thing... This thing webs, but I think this might kill this guy. Nope. I wish I knew what the consequences of that would have been beforehand. It's the one time I wish I knew something before I took the action. But that's good. That's good enough. So I need to be careful with this guy, though, because he's going to wind up taking some damage. Of course, we don't need to kill everything, so as long as we can last 1 more turn, we're in good shape. Okay, looks like they're not going after my... Oh, yeah, they just webbed that pilot I needed. Okay, so it's the last turn. Alright. I have some ideas. Shoot this guy. Now, what my expectation is, when I drop... So I'm going to drop the bomb here. This is going to push this guy back, which should free my my puncher from... Yep. Okay, so this has freed him up. So what he's going to do here is punch this guy down. So we neutralize all the damage to the buildings. Everything goes to my mechs, which are going to repair each turn. I get both bonus objectives, and the game is over. We get a little less experience than we might have previously because I didn't get to do as many kills, but all in all, I'd say this is a fairly... I got another welcome to the chat room message. All right. My cannon mech sustained heavy damage, and we win. Did you see that? 3 cheers for the Riftwalkers. Thank you. Just give me a second here, guys. I'm probably not responding to chat properly because I'm not able to see it. So let me just reset what I have for that. The last message that I saw was at 7:40. Cheer now to be number 1. That doesn't sound right. Jess was my top cheerer. Alright, sorry about that. I know you guys probably heard what I wrote in chat, but there you have it. With this region secure, we can open our technology vaults. Let's see what other old Earth tech we can use against the VEC. So we've prevented them from spawning 3 times, protected the power generator, 1,000 civilians protected, 14 experience for Punchy Guy, 2 experience for Shooty Guy, and 3 experience for Mr. Boom Boom. Alright, and we wind up going to historic country anyway. We recently got a few old Earth jets in the air. My people aren't the most skilled pilots yet, but they're getting the hang of it. So, end battle with less than 4 mech damage, I need to be a little more careful, and we need to protect the coal plant. So, environment effect. This mission has a special effect that will happen every turn. Mouse over the environment icon to get more information. Bombs will be dropped on marked spaces, killing any unit. Okay then. Now, if memory serves, they get to rush us. So I'm going to start in a less aggressive position this time. I do need a bit of mobility for my artillery, though. Okay. The mechs are here. They're here. We're rescued. They'll protect us. Let's take back what's ours. Okay, great. So if I can get people into this area, so much the better. Ooh. I'm liking some possibilities here. Okay, so if I can find a way to get this guy... Well... Oh, this will be very interesting. Okay, so I'm thinking we fire against this. He blocks his buddy. And he winds up hitting this guy. Okay, this is good. Okay, so notice what's going to happen here, right? This guy took 2 damage. His buddy's going to take him out. He's going to take 1 damage from the thing spawning. This guy's going to die to the air support, and we're only going to have 1 thing to worry about that comes up next turn. Why are you all going away with such mad plays? All right. The Vec are assisting the cleanup efforts. Savage. Seismic readings are picking up more VEC surfacing near your location. Okay, so the priority is to keep ourselves from getting damaged. Unfortunately, there's no opportunities to block these guys. A little disappointed in that, but this will be fairly straightforward. So punch him to death, get him into the airdrop area, and I'm pretty comfortable leaving him here right now, actually. So 3 turns of this and we'll be good. Alright, this guy's going to be a bit of a pain. Okay, that web's going to be a problem. This looks bad. It is indeed. Okay, so priority number 1. He's going to wind up taking some fire. Oh, actually, he gets destroyed if he gets involved with that, so we'll pull him back. So, dropping bombs on his moms like this. Okay, so problem here is that this guy doesn't get out of the web. It actually seems like there's no way out of that problem. I can only do this once per battle. I can kill the passive bonus, but the passive bonus is not what I want to... Like, I... Yes. Ah, I have an idea. Okay. So I can't get... This guy can't take too much damage. But what he can do... He can get knocked out of the death zone. Or he can rather move out of the death zone. Okay, so this guy gets... He's able to block... Okay, I wind up punching him into artillery, which is not what I want to do, so... As much as I want to stop something from coming up, it's nice to eliminate the, it's nice to eliminate this guy. The Vec think they're wearing... Oh, I missed out that. Okay, so I've only got one more guy to take an action. All of my buildings are safe. So this might actually just be a round for positioning. Yeah. I can see chat now, Johnny Big Time. So anything for probably the last 16 minutes I missed out on. Were you reacting in extreme ways to my stylish plays? I'm sure I can go back and check the VOD for any of the messages that I missed. Okay, so nobody got webbed, which is great news. All that I need to do here is make sure that I protect... Oh, shit. Nope, I know how to fix this. Okay, so we're going to shoot this guy down here. We're going to move artillery up, and we're going to protect the power plant. Everything else is gravy at this point. As much as I'd love the experience, I can also go without taking any... Well, you know what? This mech is on fire! It will take 1 damage every turn. Mech can repair status effects, but cannot attack the same unit that they repair. 1 less Vec to dispose of. This mech is on fire! Oh, we already got that. We'll get them all next time. Those fleeing Vec won't get far. Vec are not easily defeated, yet you put them down with flying colors. My compliments to the pilots. So we managed to get our 2 bonuses. We got a promotion for our main character, and another perfect round. Okay, new skill unlocked. Bonus mech reactor, piloted mech reactor increased by 1. I think that means... Understood? I think that means that he gets another defense. I'm feeling good about that, if so. Corporation reputation. As you secure regions and complete bonus objectives, your reputation with the local corporation will increase. You can spend reputation on supplies at the end of the island. Incidentally, guys, so I'm explaining sort of as I do things. It's more like I'm pushing this button, I'm pushing that button. If you guys would like a more full explanation of what's going on in terms of like why I'm making certain decisions, I'd definitely be happy to kind of talk. Like basically, I can plan the turn and then move ahead. Because like when I play games like this on my own, I just sort of sit down and I click through things. It's a lot of these decisions have become maybe not second nature, but they're really internalized for me. And usually when I'm streaming, I kind of work to build that up. I also notice I have like a third of the people that I did at the start of the stream, so I don't know if I'm doing a bad job of showing you guys how it all works. Anyway, just give me one quick second. I am missing something from my desk. I also got some mail, which I really wanted to open, but I wanted to cast early on. So I'll just give a quick invitation for you guys. I know there's a few people lurking right now. The title of the stream is actually a reference to something. So I did say on Twitter, first person to get the reference or say what the reference is gets bragging rights. So I will leave you guys to think about it. I'm just going to be away from the keyboard for like 45 seconds, and we'll be back for some more Into the Breach. So see you guys in a sec. All right, and I'm getting more welcome to the chat room messages, so I have got a very easy fix, I think. Let me just take a second here. That's why I was getting... One of the things I was getting while I was up was my phone, and I think... Oh man, there's so many more better people streaming than me. Let me just go onto my own channel. I'm gonna have to hear my own voice. Stop! Stop playing! Please! This is horrifying! Chat only. Thank God. Johnny Big Time does not know what the reference is. Oh, okay, and I'm seeing it on my monitor. Anyways, I've got a backup chat now, so hopefully that'll go through. That's all good. I am going to give... Jess will probably stop by tonight, so I'm going to give her a chance to see what the reference is. But it's going to make me seem like a complete... like I'm totally full of myself by the end of it. Okay, as you secure regions, complete bonus objectives, your reputation with the local corporation will increase. You can spend that reputation on supplies at the end of the island. Well done, Captain Zergi. I am going to... If you meant what you said. Oh, I didn't see what you said, Captain Zergi. I've been having some chat problems tonight, so... what did you say before? Okay, and I spend reputation on supplies at the end of the island, so... we can do the Exhibits Archive, do not kill the volatile Vec, and we protect the coal plant. Antiquity Row, defend the tanks. For the greater good! Alright. We've got engineers working on 2 old Earth tanks in the region. They should be up and running shortly after you arrive. Select location to drop in... All right. I have some ideas. I don't think they're gonna move though, so. Oh, see, Captain Zerg, I don't know Warhammer 40K that well. I like it. I love how over the top it is, if I'm totally honest. Right. Finally, we're saved. You hear something? Help is here. Pod. We've got a time pod about to impact the area. God, what did that do? Let's recover the pod if we can. All right, easy enough. This pod contains equipment from the future. You can collect it with your mech, or you can just defend it until the end of the battle. Oh, that is so good. I hate it in games. Oh, balls. Oh, I know how to do this. Oh, no, I don't, because I need to get rid of this guy's passive bonus. So the original plan was to punch this guy. Problem is, by punching him, I'm going to wind up... Holy hell. Okay, I think I know how to do this. Punch. Can I... Ah! I think there's any way I can get out of this without this city taking damage. Well, I can deal with the... I can make the most of a bad situation and get him to a position where he gets damaged. This building tile was damaged, so your city power grid was reduced. Your primary goal is to prevent this. Whew. All right. Do I want... So we've got 3 turns. Let's minimize the trouble we find ourselves in. This guy's got 2 health. Ah, well, I can still block something here, so... You stay away from my mom! And... So we've only got things to the right to take care of. We're gonna be it's gonna be a little fragile. This guy is basically he's only got one one health at the end of this, but we should be able to get him into a decent spot. Okay. So the ranged... You know what a neat approach to this would be. Are those tanks online? I'm surprised. They've been exhibits for so long. Oh, hello. Okay, so they've only got 1 health. Okay, so here's what we do. Oh, but he winds up... Yeah, so he winds up taking damage by this guy if he doesn't die, so... I might do repair 1 damage, remove fire, ice, and acid. So if I repair him, that'll buy me some time. Yeah, so repair. Knock him back. Ah, now this is a bummer. Ah, crap. Actually, I didn't think this through. So, I'll reset the turn. Okay, so this guy can't afford to take damage. This guy can repair, but we need an answer to stopping this damage from happening. So, we will reevaluate. I think I'm gonna still start with this guy doing the shot. So that's 2 damage here. Move you in. Shoot this guy down. This guy's only got 1 health left, so we're gonna move him to a position of safety. Take that out. Oh, he still takes damage though, and I can't reset the turn. But I can move Philip out of danger, which I need to anyway. Undo that move. Is it possible? I don't think he can attack from the water, though. Is there a way I can get this? No. Okay. So I wanted to try and move him onto this to block the attack, but I think we'll go for the safety of the shot. Target eliminated, and we'll prepare our guys for the best reply. Not a great round, but it's one that we're going to be able to survive till next turn over. Okay, so everybody's pretty fragile. This guy might cause my tank some trouble. Okay, I'm feeling okay about this. So I need to make sure that this tank lives. And I want to make sure that city lives. Okay, so I protect this mech. So I either protect this mech by punching this thing down or healing myself up. Alternatively, I fire one shot to move him off. Oh, actually, okay, so I fire, I move him off, saves this guy. This guy can punch him over to the time capsule. Problem is time capsule would take damage, but instead this tank... Okay, I've got the plan. So safety here. This guy's opened up, punches him. This tank goes up for the shot. Oh my god, no. That was supposed to kill him. Okay, we've got a solution still. Water and Vec don't mix. I genuinely thought that was going to do damage. Fires a projectile that pushes the target. I really need to pay attention to the menu, to the tooltips. And we got the pod. All right, and we win. I mean, again, everybody took a lot of damage, but this is the only thing that's left, so. And chat broke for me again. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see if I can read what's going on. Yeah. Last thing I saw in chat was, crud, if only that NPC tank wasn't in the way. Apologies. I'm going to try and find a better way of getting the interactivity up. Yeah, this will have to do. The Vec have been put down. The old Earth technology is up and kicking. Couldn't have hoped for better. Well, I mean, a perfect run on civilians protected would have been better, but... And artillery was MVP that round. Pod recovered, open door, and we got a reactor core. Reactor cores are used to upgrade your mechs between missions. Region secured. Reactor cores. You now have a reactor core. Open the mech's upgrade screen to install it. Okay, core installation. You can use this button to install a reactor core in a mech. Each core will increase the mech's maximum reactor power by 1. You can use reactor power to activate weapon modifications. Click on a mod to power it. You can always click again to remove the power if you want to put it elsewhere. Should help. Charge any distance before punching the target. Oh god, that's going to be a good one. So like I can... Yeah, I'm okay with that. Whee! I'm unstoppable! Alright. So what does this guy get? +1 damage. I mean, not bad. It definitely would be cool to have two knockbacks which do double damage, because that would basically be... I mean, that would be a straight up kill on a... I'd be a straight up kill on a... any of the flying targets. And buildings immune. Oh god, that would be so that's a pretty solid, like that's basically a get out of jail free card. So if I don't want to use this guy as artillery anymore, or sorry, if I don't want to use him for damage anymore and I just want to I mean, presumably, yeah, I have to actually power the weapon. But yeah, if he gets an extra core, I could basically, like, the Vec are going to be going after the main targets of the game anyway. They're going to be going after cities. So if I can use the Artemis artillery, like they're all gathering around the city, and then I can basically fire on the city as a get out of jail free card, that's a pretty good response. Okay, so we can go to Remembrance Point, take less than 3 grid damage, and protect the emergency batteries. There's defensive shields that are active. Do not kill the volatile Vec, and protect the coal plant. Let's try Remembrance Point first. We'll basically go in like this. Old Earth produced massive quantities of explosives. This region is littered with uncleared ordnance, so watch your step. That doesn't sound fun. Okay, holy hell. Should give him something to think about. Turn the Vec into relics. Of course he would. Okay, so the ideals here will be to knock these guys into tiles. This guy's gonna have to take some damage, which I'm not crazy about. Oh, I didn't think that through. Okay, so we'll knock him to block his buddy. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna wind up taking some damage from my guys, but these are the right plays. Hull won't take much more. Hey, welcome to the chat room. I get this. So I'm not bothered with guys being threatened unless they're on their last bit of health. Now this guy's in an unfortunate position. There's really no good move for this guy right now. Oh, actually. No, there's no good move for him. So let's think a little bit about what my options are. If I move him to the side, he winds up hitting the plant. What would be best is if I could somehow get my artillery to like drop right here. So that guy winds up on the mine, that guy winds up into the mountain. Problem is I'm getting way too comfortable with buildings getting damaged. Please don't go over the mine. That is very not good for your health, sir. Alright, so I might as well repair. I've done what I can. Proper repairs will take time. This guy can take one more hit. Problem is I'm not convinced that... Wait a minute, so where's my dash? So I can either, basically my choices are, do I get 1 damage to my mech and only 1 building takes damage, or do I get 2 buildings damaged? Primary goal of the game, of course, is to protect the power grid, so David's gonna fire his shot. This could be a very hairy next turn. My cannon mech sustained heavy damage. Ooh. Okay, well. Alright. There's spectacularly bad news for my... Actually, my artillery is in slightly better shape than you might imagine. Okay, so here's a fun possibility. Shoots like this. That's 2 damage this guy's gonna take this round. That's gonna sting. Alright. This is a crappy spot. But city saved. And Ralph is on fire. But we can repair him. And we win. So, not crazy about the damage that the city took, but we'll recover that with the emergency batteries. And, hey, the Eyes of Sin, how are you doing? That was amazing! They did it! Sorry, Sin, so there's been a little bit of trouble with, chat for me, but it is excellent to see you again. I will do my best to say only the best things on online, rather than those nasty things I said to that person on Twitter. Yeah, so this is Into the Breach. This is Subset's follow-up to FTL. I like to think of it as it's almost like a slimmed down XCOM, and there's some neat ideas behind this. So for instance, okay, so here's a way you can sort of think about the priorities that this game throws at you. And I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on chat depending on what's going on in the game. So if you're playing, so think about like a lot of these I love these first-person shooters in terms of games like Battlefield or something like that. And there's a story that goes on. And obviously, if you think of somebody who's like a soldier or whatever, it's not like so. Countries have standing armies, and the U.S. Army has your oath is to the Constitution. There is a certain type of person who gets attracted to it, whether they do so out of a sense of patriotism or whether they feel that's their best option. But in general, while self-preservation is important, there is something about this idea in terms of going into combat where you are doing so as either part of a larger operation or in the service of something larger than yourself. It's a very similar idea. In this game, you start off, you're going into sort of into a breach, a time travel environment. And basically what happens, you are trying to save humanity. Now, one of the problems is that in all games, the way you lose is if your character takes too much damage and dies. So your behavior will always be, do things to minimize your damage, even if that means like your civilian escort, unless it's something that will like lose the mission for you. You will basically behave in even cowardly fashions, or ones that are completely opposed to sort of this ostensible goal of something bigger than you, because of course if you fail at it, you die. So what's neat here in this game is like your mechs repair in between missions. The only way that you lose, you lose a pilot if you take enough damage that your unit's taken down. And the damage that these buildings take is persistent in between missions. So it's one thing that's neat about this game is that your little mercenary band of mech warriors are they're given every incentive to behave in a selfless fashion. Like, you'll notice that I've been throwing these vehicles in front of potential threats, and I've been doing it frequently. So I think that's a neat idea behind it. I think the other thing that's really fun about it is it's like XCOM, where one team commits its moves, it says what it's going to do, and then you're on the team that gets to react to that and come up with the best reply. It's not exactly like a puzzle, but it's really close. So it's one of these seismic activity, and we've lost these regions. All right, warning Hive Leader. Drawn out by your offensive against the VEC, the Hive Leader is assaulting the corporate HQ. So I'm not quite sure what we lost doing that, but I'm totally fine getting additional corporate reputation and the energy. So best we can get is more reputation for what is presumably a boss fight. But yeah, so I don't know. There's some neat ideas behind this game, and it's really tight design. I mean, these guys made FTL, and this is a very worthy sequel. Actually, you know what? It's a great time for me to talk. One of the reasons why I was so excited about doing this game, and again, very special thank you to GOG for getting me this game. If you guys are thinking about buying it, did that go through? Oh no, what am I doing? Not GOG. Game. If you guys are thinking about picking it up, you can get a DRM free copy through GOG. I believe the price is the same, but there are better regional currency options in my opinion. But one of the reasons why I was really excited to do this one was the first game that I streamed in my when I moved into my apartment in Ottawa was FTL, and I got my first normal flagship win that night, my first stream in my new home, and I was stoked. So I don't know, I'm super happy that I'm able to follow up. I was really looking forward to this game, and it is not disappointed. We're about an hour in, and I got a big old grin on my face. So let's defend corporate HQ, and then we can do our shout outs and welcomes, because I know Johnny Big Time has been... I'm always happy to see Johnny Big Time. Actually, I really like this rain effect. Johnny Big Time has been a great, definitely a great viewer, somebody who's a ton of fun to have inside the chat. As well as Eyes of Sin, both of whom are very deserving of some attention, and I'll take a minute. So we'll win this fight, and then I will get some proper shoutouts out of the way. Some kind of VEC abomination is approaching our headquarters. Whatever it is, it must be stopped. Okay, so the big boss. I'll keep this tank as the outside option, and yeah. The VEC are gonna be sorry now. Let's turn the VEC into relics. It's that shadow. Okay, decisions. This is a pretty obvious one. So we punch the VEC leader onto inspect units. When confronted with new enemies, be sure to learn about their abilities. Hold down left control while mousing over units to examine them. My bad. Massive units can walk in water, but water will prevent shooting. Blocking spawn. This enemy unit will not spawn here, but the unit will take 1 damage. Hive leader. These are the most powerful, immune to water. They can be more challenging to kill. They launch goo projectiles in two directions. Not obvious where that's happening, though. Okay, so I think the most obvious step to me is to knock this guy to the side. So that's going to give me a minute. Now he's probably going to web my my puncher, but that's not really going to make me cry because I can dash out of the way. So I'm going to have to deal with 1 new spawn, and again, just a little chip damage in there. So you can see these attacks are completely ineffective, except possibly this one. Nope, he didn't do the attack, so It's coming at us! Alright, that's a bit of a shame. So my favorite option would have been if I could move this guy onto this tile. Well, you know what? There are still some options available to us. Can't hit an adjacent tile, unfortunately. Ooh. I'm not so sure my artillery mech has any good options here. So I can knock it into the tank and they both take 1 damage. This damages the city, so I don't want to do that. Units swept by the vet cannot move and they still attack. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame actually. I didn't properly plan that, because I think if I shot at this guy he would have ripped him away. And then this guy still would have done the damage. But I will take my lumps. We've got 3 more turns. So this is essentially FTL, but also exploring planets. No, Run Fatboy 1911. This game's very different from FTL in my opinion. Oh, balls! So this is the game. The roguelike elements are... I mean, so the persistence is there in terms of, like, roguelike elements. I wanted to get this guy out because he's going to do damage from 2 directions. Oh, actually... Ah, damn it. So this guy can't move. Okay, sorry, I'll answer Fatboy's Run's question. So, think of this game as a game of XCOM where you get to see what the enemy's decisions are. So I know this guy's going to attack this area, this guy's going to attack this area, this guy's going to attack this area. So you get to make your decisions. Sort of the persistence comes in that there's power for each city, and the overall goal of the game is to make sure that your power grid doesn't get to 0. But yeah, this game's a little bit more like turn-based strategy. So XCOM is really the best comparison I can come up with for this game. Okay, so I need to come up with some clever ways to solve my problems. It's better for me to at least take a piece off the board, so there's that. And this guy can't really do anything except fire his weapon. So again, we'll just get a little bit of chip damage in on this guy. It would be nice to like move him onto this area to block the thing that's spawning, but I don't have that option available to me. So he's definitely going to take some damage. No way I can prevent that, but I can at least do some damage to something, and I only need to make sure that he survives the 1 turn. Even repairing should be sufficient, so... Hell's almost gone. Also, we only have 2 new spawns to worry about, so... Alright, so this guy's going to do some... Alright, 2 guys doing damage. Our luck's run out. Alright, we can definitely solve this. So... My big challenge is going to be making sure that none of the buildings take damage. So the original plan was I was going to use this tank to knock this guy out of position, but that's no longer feasible. Oh, I can't hit an adjacent tile with him. Yeah, so this guy's position's actually a big problem for me. So what we do instead... Oh, I have an idea. I should have my reset turn available if it comes down to it. Oh, I don't. Okay, so we're gonna punch him out of the way. Yeah, not a problem. Run, fat boy, run. So again, the big goal here is to make sure that this doesn't take any damage. So I'm gonna use my artillery to drop some bombs on his moms. And then finally the tank moves in the way, and we're gonna push this thing, and that way nobody takes any damage. This is gonna get neutralized here, this is neutralized here, and this fires into the mountain, and then they run away next turn. The Riftwalker saved us! Perfect victory. Region secured. With the Vec Abomination destroyed, no new hives should appear on our island. You've saved us! God, this is a good game! Okay, island secure. Complete the first corporate island. Additional mech move. Perfect island. Do not fail any objective on the island. Understood. Perfect island. Select one free reward. You accomplished every archive mission. An astounding accomplishment. Please, you and the Riftwalkers accept this as thanks. So, one free reward. We can repair drop any class weapon, heal all player units, including... Holy smokes! That's a good bonus. Prospero. That's the leader from the Tempest. Or main character from the Tempest. Mech gains fly. Oh my god. Man, imagine flying on that punching mech. That's super tempting. And then overpower grid. Your power grid is full. Additional power will permanently upgrade your grid defense. The bonus will decrease the higher your grid defense gets. Man, this repair drop is just so good though. I can basically just throw everything into the way, but I mean an additional character is good too. You know what, we'll go for the repair drop. You got a new weapon, you can equip it in the upgrade screen. Did I? So one of the units needs to use it. Let's give that to the artillery, which is one of my main utility. I don't know, Captain Zerge. I would guess, but I'm not too sure, to be honest. Okay. I can buy kickoff boosters. Mechs will gain +1 move if they start their turn adjacent to each other. Ooh. But it requires power. Mech explodes, killing itself and anything adjacent to the mech. I mean, tempting, but I'm not quite that sophisticated yet. Definitely another reactor core will be good. I don't want to spend that on the grid power quite yet. Hydraulic legs, prime class. Oh my god! Leap to a tile, damaging self and adjacent tiles. Ice generator, freeze yourself and nearby tiles. Oh my god. Okay. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Kickoff boosters seems good. We'll buy another reactor core. Let's buy 2 reactor cores. Okay. So I can install more. I only have 2, so I can't boost the... If I want to boost the fist damage, I would need to get rid of dash. Extra damage to the main damage dealer sounds good, and I can install... damn it. Yeah, it's tempting. Like, I could have gone without one more core, but I think I'm going to keep this as my utility guy. Next core goes into the building for the building's immune, though. Alright, and we leave the island. By completing one island, you've unlocked the RST Corporation. In future games, you will be able to visit the unlocked islands in any order. Neat. I'm going to enjoy a small beverage before we move on to the next island. So I wanted to take a quick second here, guys. Jess is doing her own cast right now, so I wanted to get a couple of shout-outs out of the way. We have got Johnny Big Time. Now, Johnny Big Time has been suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune recently, so I haven't been able to catch his cast. Oh my goodness, I don't have a glass, so I might have to get up and go after I finish these shout-outs. He hasn't been able to cast as recently, but I cannot stress it enough. Johnny is an amazing caster. Even when he's doing sort of tried and true stuff, and I mean, I should talk. I'm playing Into the Breach after it got released, and like everybody's playing this game right now. I understand that it is a tall order for me to be like, ooh, yeah, he just plays games that everybody else is playing while I'm playing like one of the most popular indies to come out ever. But yeah, Johnny is an amazing caster. His XCOM stream is still one of my favorites, and there are two campaigns of sort of extended psychological warfare that I'm running. One is to get him to play Stellaris again, because he did like one session with me. I had a reasonably good time, but I know I didn't teach him too much. But the other is to get him to do XCOM 2. He's got an amazing sense of humor. He has got basically a reaction to anything. He is an amazingly talented caster who can just like, he can carry a stream even if he's having a bad day, and I know he's having a bad day. He has done nothing but put 100% into every cast. He is somebody who I am just in constant awe of his ability to just leave anything, any of his problems at the door and just consistently come in and cast his heart out. He is really a born entertainer in my view. On top of that, we've got the Eyes of Sin. Now, she's going to be doing a big move soon, but she's an absolutely lovely caster in her own right. She is somebody who has been able to do a lot with a limited streaming setup. She's an absolute sweetheart. She does a lot to make me feel better. Even if I'm not feeling like God's gift to casting, she will always find the right thing to say to make me feel better. She's a very talented artist, and she has occasionally done some art streams on Twitch as well, but she's also done a ton of community service in the sense that she is a mod for a lot of very well-established casts. She's somebody who came into a charity cast that I was doing with Jesse Quill, just kind of came in there, made us both feel great, and has become a really valued member of this community. So definitely, again, even if both of these people are on a little bit, I won't even say a break, but basically if they're just at a point where their schedules aren't quite as consistent as they used to be, they are definitely people I would encourage you to follow and check out, because they are somebody who's really worth waiting for to see coming online. And they're two people who I consider very close friends, and I mean, as close as one can be on the internet, but people who I'm genuinely happy to be in touch with off of cast, and I consider myself very lucky that people who can clearly be spending their time in better ways make the time for me. I'm going to take a quick second to get a glass. Again, it'll be about 45 seconds. For those of you who don't already own this game, I did want to take a minute. I hate being a shill on these things, but I can't stress enough how grateful I am to GOG for tossing me a key. Again, it seemed like all the promotion keys were gone, but this is definitely a style of game that I know people enjoy me playing, and my contact there was very good at wrestling up an extra one, and I am very grateful that I'm able to cast this game so close to the release for you. So if you guys are considering this game, if I have helped you make a purchasing decision off of this, or you're still considering buying that game through that link, does a little bit of a support for the cast here. It gives you a DRM free copy of the game. Also, if you're in a region outside the United States, they've got their fair price policy, because obviously there's some regional pricing differences which aren't necessarily consumer friendly. If you want to keep the game up to date automatically, you can use the GOG Galaxy client, but the whole point here is that you do not need to use a client to play any of the games that you get off of GOG, which is one of the big reasons why I like them and why I partnered with them. Also, if you even click on that link and just sign up for an account and you just take advantage of some of the free games that come up later, that still helps me out. I do quite like GOG. It's the reason I did the partnership with them. And again, they did give me a copy of this game so that I could show it for you. And so at the very least I can do is try and drive some traffic their way. If you guys are looking for an alternative to Steam, or alternatively just prefer to own the games that you buy. I will be back in a quick second. I'm going to get a drink, and the quality of the gameplay will descend shortly after. So I'll see you guys in 45 seconds. Did you miss me? All right. I've got a coffee on one side, and I think I'm not quite at the end of this particular object, which I have a love-hate relationship with. That is a very generous pour. The number of bottles I'm getting on my desk is slightly disconcerting. Oof. I might have made an irresponsible decision. I think I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. Okay. On to the RST Corporation. Terraforming specialists, RST turned the environment against the Vec and nearly destroyed their island in the process. Jessica Cairn is the CEO. The environment is a desert. We've got, I think, 2 or 3 familiar Vec. We'll see where it goes. My advisors insist we're losing the fight. They also insist I trust you, and since those cowards rarely insist I do anything, I'm giving you a chance to prove yourselves. Okay, so there's a lightning storm. End the battle with less than 4 mech damage, protect the power generator. High threat detected. Destroy 2 mountains, kill at least 7 enemies, and protect the defense lab. I mean, it is a chance for me to get a core, but Jesus Christ, that seems like a tough one. Let's start with the Razor Shore, because that's going to get my power grid up to max if I succeed on that. Dangerous lightning will threaten the map, killing anything it strikes. Yeah, I tend to be able to navigate those reasonably well. One of our weather turbines has reported a Vec attack. We can't afford to lose the turbine, but beware the storms in the area. They're out of control. Of course it's divided this way. I'm not going to be able to get the advantage. Okay, so Blast Scion, it's flying. Okay, well, this is a very easy decision to make. So one of these, and whoa! Nope. Yep. So the idea here is that this guy will be able to one-shot it, even though these guys are tougher. I'm gonna have my I'll say my A team handling these. So I don't get my adjacency bonus, but such is life. This mech makes archives old-fashioned relics almost prehistoric. All right. It's not my ideal move, but I need to get this thing away from destroying a building. And Titan Fist! You just got Titan Fisted. Okay, and as long as my mechs remained undamaged, I'm in. Holy smokes! That's a lightning storm. Yeah, that's not happening. Balls. Okay. Also, for some reason, my again, I lost some of my chat. I don't know if you guys saw that GOG shilling that I was doing, but okay, so I need to find a way of getting this guy. Okay, so now I don't need to worry about the lightning storm anymore. But how do I get this guy out of the problem? I think I'm just gonna have to accept the damage, which blows, but yeah. That's 2? Okay. Titan fisted. One less mech to dispose of. We'll get the 2 damage off here. Now, I'm going to be particularly sneaky. I'll just lightning this thing to death. Ah, crap. I already used my reset too. I didn't realize this guy was jumping over to take that out. I really need to pay attention to the map. Alright, that's a lot of damage that I'm taking on my power grid. I need to smarten up on this. Ooh. Protect the people and protect the grid. Hey, Melee Mage! Good to see you. Yeah, this game's quite good. Okay, so basically, top priority for everything is to... don't get complacent, there's thousands more. Alright, so I need to get this guy out of the way. It would be wonderful to move them onto this area, but I believe that will still mean that they just jump onto the city. So what we will do instead, either I find a way of doing 2 damage to it right away, which seems unlikely. Okay, this guy charges forward, so I don't want to stand in front of him. Yeah, so best option here is so I can't do an adjacent oh yeah, well I can still do that here though, so and that should move him. Yeah, that moves him off target. I was a little curious if I could move like behind, so if I pushed him up onto this area, if that would move him forward, but again, I don't have the reset. Well, you know, I can probably find out on the Scarab. Lob an artillery shot at a single tile. So probably what would have happened if I pushed him forward is he would have wound up attacking this sand tile, but again, I don't want to lose any more on the power grid. I'm already in a pretty desperate, situation, so... can I do anything with it? Not really, so... Alright, so this is... I was definitely getting very cocky, so... You've proven yourself in the field, Ralph Carlson, but to prove yourself to me, you have to save RST first. Alright, still more chat problems, guys, so apologies if I'm not responding to you. Just, again, feel free to repeat until I come to my senses. Okay, so the good news is the majority of them... this is gonna suck. I mean, this guy's got lots of health, which is a bonus. So we'll move up, we'll free this bro. What I really want to find, though, is a way of getting this guy off the target. Oh, well, this will be easy, actually. And that should be the end of the mission. So, sadly, a lot of grid damage, but overall, I'm okay with this. Sorry guys, just a quick second. I mean, it makes sense, the first island, so I think one of the problems that FTL sometimes ran into was it was a little too hard on first-time players, so I think they've got the difficulty curve a little bit better. Okay. Your mechs took almost no damage. That means we can allocate additional resources and repair crews to help refugee centers elsewhere on the RST. Why you look at me so angry, lady? I didn't know what these things were doing. Alright. Yeah, that's a brutal protection, so... Are you trying to suggest you're a seasoned veteran on this game that was released yesterday, Blassie? You've seen it all! Alright. Attack ships on fire off the shores of Orion. You watch sea beams glitter off the Tannenhauser Gate. I do want that core. Pretty likely that we'll be able to protect the defense lab. Less likely we'll be able to destroy 2 mountains. Very unlikely we'll be able to kill 7 enemies. So the question is the core worth it? I think... Yeah, the other dilemma is, the other way I can look about this, if the last mission was any indication, we only get 2 more missions here, so I can go for Detonation Park and wherever the hell this one is. And, well, assuming that becomes available, and get my 2 energy so that we're back to where we started on this this game. But I sort of feel, as long as I have 1 bar of power grid, I'm in the game. So Suncatcher Array sounds like a good place to start. We need to drive the Vec back, kill all you can, then destroy the mountain ranges before they turn them into hives. Okay, so the Alpha Scarab lobs a powerful shot at a single tile. Yeah, okay. I think this one I can afford to put the A-team in the same. So I get bonus movement. Now show me what those mechs of yours can do. Alright, well, perfect for this guy. Less so perfect for... I need to find a way of dealing with this, this mofo. Yeah, this guy's gonna do 2 damage on... He's gonna do 2 damage on something that can't afford to take 2 damage. So, let's... Okay. So... I can make this work. 2 damage here, move him up. It'd be nice if I can get some damage in on the mountains, but I'll take the victories I can get. Alright, who's next? I really haven't dealt with, like, the big bads, but, we can give that next time around. And again, apologies guys, I'm having trouble with chat, so if there's anything that's, if there's anything that you're saying that I'm not responding to, just please do feel free to repeat it, because until I find out what's going wrong, on this chat app, I think I'm just gonna be missing LOL. Yeah, so whatever Melee Mage is saying LOL to, that sort of stuff being informed about that will definitely help me out for the next little bit. We're gonna have a lot of guys to deal with the next round, unfortunately. Oh, and they heal. Okay. Ah, oh, crap. I really need to deal with that. And it's like a total Sophie's choice here because I have to somehow do 3 damage to this friggin' thing. Or I wind up losing... I either wind up losing power or I wind up losing... Well, the good news is I can kill this thing. Bad news is this still takes damage, so I lose half my power this turn. Units in smoke cannot attack or repair. Well, I just did it. And yeah, best I can really hope for here. Oh, what? I'll live with the choice. Oh! I didn't that's 2 damage. We have to open a breach now. Well, I just lost because of my own stupidity. Game over. Select 1 pilot to continue the fight in your next timeline. He's max level. Yeah, you know what? I can work with this. That's fair. That's yeah. I'm actually very happy with the way that this game. I'm very happy with the way that this game ramps up the difficulty. So cool. I guess I didn't earn any. So I got ramming speed, kill an enemy 5 or more tiles away with a dash punch, island secure, and drown 3 enemies in water in a single battle. And I don't have a squad yet, but okay. I'm gonna work on this drowning one, and I need to start getting some victories. This timeline will be a Vec graveyard. Okay, so we've got power available. Bad news is the Vec are overrunning our island, putting refugees and historical artifacts at risk. Good news is we have old Earth military artifacts that can help the fight. Alright, I'm gonna prioritize reputation. So, defend the satellite launchers. These satellites were the centerpiece of our Race to Space exhibit, but they'll prove more useful in providing telemetry for our defenses. Okay. I don't think I get any of the bonuses that I had before, so we do have 1 Scorpion I need to worry about who will probably web me. This guy's a little bit like a rook in chess, so I'm okay having him around on the outside, and I will move the artillery behind a building just so that he doesn't get caught. Okay. Weapon systems online. Alright, he just made life tricky for me. Okay, so good news here. Defend the first satellite launch and the second satellite launch, so... see, the dilemma here is I'm not going to be able to defend all of this in one place. So, how do I move people? Okay, I know how to do this. So, punch him up like this. Oh, well that was 2 damage, so that's good news there. So we drop a bomb here to move them to the side. This will block, and we protect the city. Is there any way to stop them from emerging? Absolutely, Johnny. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting the tank on this emergent square here. So you can, what you can do if you ever have a question in this game, you click, hold down Control and mouse over, and you can see here blocking spawn. The new enemy will not spawn here, but this unit will take 1 damage. So a really clever strategy, if you can manage it, is to actually put a Vec on one of those spawn cases, because what happens is they block their own unit and they take they take 1 damage for it. But the important thing here, as I said a little bit earlier in the game, the real goal here is to defend the cities as much as possible. You get a full repair on your mechs when things, when the mission is over. So, yeah, this is the big thing. It's a very simple game. Like you can understand these mechanics there's no effort whatsoever that you put into really understanding how this game works. Okay, I need to find out why so many... Oh, this is because the rocket's launching. So I can shoot this guy to the side. The problem is that that's going to put them... Well, I think I know how to deal with this. So this guy's going to take more damage, but we're up in 3 turns. So we're going to move here. We're going to move Calypso in the way. It's 2 damage. This guy's going to wind up damaging his buddy. This guy's going to wind up damaging my artillery. Now, I'm okay with this guy taking a hit from this Scorpion, and that's because this rocket's going to fry the thing. Actually, you know what? I don't need to take the damage from him because I'll kill it this round anyway. So my tank's going to be a little worse for wear. But overall, I think we're going to be in fairly good shape for the next round. Okay, so this unit has been compromised. System failure imminent. Oh my god! All right, 2 Scorpions is not great for my mobility. Oh. So I've got some multiple attacks happening on the rocket. Okay. So, gotta protect the rocket first of all. This guy's gonna wind up taking a lot of damage as a result of this, but I'm okay with it because, well, actually not as much as I thought. So there's going to be 1 unit that he blocks from coming up, and then he's just going to punch this Scorpion, so there's not a problem with that. There's going to be 2 guys that spawn next round, and then I got to get this guy away from the city. So my ideal strategy would be to move Calypso up here and then attack the city to move him back 1, because that then means the Firefly hits the Scorpion. The problem is if I move him here, and then I do that, that's going to do 1 damage to my grid. That's why I wanted that 1 power core. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do... So there's going to be 1 damage to the Firebug, and then this is going to move this guy to the side, so he's going to attack Thin Air. And as long as I can make everybody survive next turn, we win. Well, I mean, we win even if people die, but the idea is to keep people safe. Okay, so the problem here is that if I move... Alright, so they're making me make some decisions in terms of what I protect. This is a bit of a pig, to be completely honest. Welcome to the chat room again. So I really do want the reputation, which means I need to either displace or kill the Firefly. Okay, displace, kill, or block the Firefly. I take damage from the rocket if I stay in place. That will actually be sufficient to kill me, so I have to kill this thing. What's the most effective way to kill this thing and still protect my cities? Okay, so if I move Ralph in here, punch him out, I still can't get the... Alright, so I'm gonna have to use my... artillery if I wanna... I gotta think about this. If I... If I somehow knock this thing out of the way, well, it still doesn't do it, so... Okay, well the only... Oh, but see, if I knock him out like this, then that just pushes him into this city, so... There's literally nothing I can do with my tank that's useful. Do I have that dash? No, I don't. Tank can shoot over a mountain, melee. Or sorry, no, the tank can't shoot over a mountain. The artillery can. I think I'm just gonna wind it. So I need to do 1 damage to this. The question is whether or not I dedicate my my mech to do the damage or my artillery. I prefer the artillery because I don't want this guy to take the damage from the rocket. So if I move him up here, I either knock this thing out or I knock this thing to the side. This guy drops on the Firefly. Oh wait, this has enough health to sustain 2 attacks. Alright, that changes things. So, drop the artillery. Okay, so this guy knocks him off to the side. Artillery moves this guy up. Damage is still done here, though. I still don't think there's a way I can do this without... I can... The problem is doing an artillery shot here just moves this guy to this area, this guy to this area, which means we're exactly where we started in terms of the amount of damage it's done to the grid. If this guy hits this thing, then it just simply moves to an attack over here. Putting my body in front of attacks, impossible for literally everyone. So we will slide him to the side. I fucked up. I can't move this guy out of the way anymore. I can move this guy out of the way. We can actually get a kill in for it, so 1 damage to the grid, but we I've dreamed of launching those satellites into space my entire life. It's amazing to see old Earth technology still serving its purpose. So it's a bit of a shame that I couldn't take the civilians, get all the civilians, but I like that this game gives you agonizing. So this is the neat thing. Like, one of the things that's fun about board games now is there's these Euro board games, which basically give you like 3 equally desirable options every turn, and you get like 1. So like if you think of a game like Ticket to Ride, like there's 3 things you want to do and you can only do 1 a turn, and you just have these agonizing choices of what you do next. The cool thing about this game is you get faced with very similar decisions. And what's neat is I tend to feel like a lot of the situations I work myself into, like if I put a little thought into it, it's just like if I stop giving gut reactions and I think through my plans a little bit more, I definitely feel like I could be getting better off. So you sometimes look at games as simple as that. Like, so when you look at a game that's really simple like this, it's easy to say, it's like, well, why did this take so long after FTL? And my suspicion is it's because it says power available, but, oh, well, I guess I can give them, yeah, we'll get some more movement until I get a new core. Nothing else we can do with these guys. But yeah, like, I think the answer is because they put so much effort into trying to make this game, play like this. And again, so from what I understand, they didn't do procedural generation for any of the levels. They just custom made about 100 levels for this game. And yeah, it's small, but it's really tight. Like, it's a very, very well done game, even though I've had only this tiny little sliver of an experience. An offshore volcano is causing tidal waves along the coast. May help wash away the Vec threatening the area. So protect the coal plant. That'll help me recover from the problems I had before, and the battle with less than 4 mech damage, and tidal waves. Okay. That's actually really cool that there's some variety in terms of the enemies too. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put... So it's a little unfortunate if my tank winds up webbed, but the idea behind this is that there's going to be 2 extra movement for my main punching mech now, which is sort of my part of my plan. I am getting a little frustrated with Twitch chat right now. So again, I'm really sorry if I'm not answering your questions, guys. Again, please do repeat them if I'm not reacting to them. Hundreds of people are in those buildings. Make sure they stay standing. Okay. So we'll see whether or not this actually pays off. Okay, first of all, what happens with the tidal wave? This environment, it becomes water. I'm totally fine with that because this thing can walk in water. So, 1 down. I don't think this guy can do a lot that's very helpful. He can damage himself, but this guy can fire forward. I mean, I can damage myself to move me out of the way. That's an interesting possibility, actually. Something like this. I did do damage to myself, which isn't great, but deep 6 that Vec. Swimming robots. Mechs cannot use their weapons when standing in water. Okay, but you need to find a lore reason for the blender noises, Melee Mage. That's going to be my contract with you. Okay. What's that shadow? So we knock this guy out of range. I can either kill this thing or I can dump it in the drink. I think we'll spike that because everybody else is protected. These things drown. Yeah, so you have to come up with something that makes the blender noise within the lore of this game, Melee Mage. And if I don't think it's sufficiently creative, I reserve the right to withhold blender noises. Watery grave. And we got the achievement, so... bully for me. So I bet if I punch this thing... oh, here's a better way to punch it. I know I don't need to move out of here, but... oh, you know what? I can repair. Oh, that's really cool. So if I repair myself, the... oh yeah, well it says end with less than 4 mech damage, so I can do a repair at the end. Not a single Vec life sign detected in the region. You've wiped them out. Alright, that's a good mission. Clearly, I am an expert at this game. So, Colonial Park or Old Town, kill at least 70 enemies and protect the coal plant, or end the battle with less than 4 mech damage and protect the emergency batteries. I feel better about this one. Our equipment and resources to repair your mechs are limited. Please keep damage to a minimum if you can. And again, I like this idea of clustering everybody at the start. I'll keep the artillery behind a building just for... oh, the time pod! Damn it! Alright, so the cool thing about this is that they're not really threatening... they're not threatening anything too valuable right now. Only problem is I think if I knock this thing back, it goes into the time pod, and I'm not sure what the consequences of that are going to be. Destroyed if damaged or trampled by the enemy. Okay, so, and I can't reach that in time. That doesn't count as damage though, so I can set this thing on fire. Fire! Okay, I'm gonna feel bad about wasting this reset turn, but I kind of want to figure something out here. So I'm going to... so we're dropping bombs on his mom. Does this destroy the pod? It does not. Stay away from the city. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, so that pod was definitely going to be in some trouble, so... I think the way to handle this... alright, so... now the question is who takes the damage, and it seems to me it's better for the artillery to take the damage, so... I'm sure there was a more elegant way that I could do that, but we only have three turns left, so... this unit has been compromised, system failure imminent. Fire! Okay, not great. They're both attacking the same... oh. Okay, that's a bummer. Can't attack adjacent tiles. Okay, this is going to leave me the reset turn option open. Ah, crap. All my options are bad here. Yeah, so something's gonna take damage for sure. Yeah, that's a lot of grid damage I'm taking, but I guess the real question is it worth it, what I just did? Okay, so I knock this thing, he goes into the drink. I take 2 grid damage. Was there a better way for me to do that? None of my guys take damage, it's only the... So you know what the really sneaky thing about this is? If I just accept that this is going to take damage, then it's 3 damage that gets totally neutralized. So what I do instead... move out like this. Elizabeth finishes this guy off. And I basically just decide which thing I want to attack. I'll take the free. So basically the idea here is, even though they're doubling up, this is kind of like a pin in chess, but the thing is that, oh, you know what's going to happen? It's going to kill this and it's going to shoot right through it. So I should have undid that and took. Yeah, see, that was the dumb move for me to do. So what I should have done instead was I should have. Oh fuck me! If this guy attacks first, then I'm gonna lose the emergency batteries. Yeah, that's devastating. That could not have possibly gone worse for me. That's all good. We're still learning, so it's really neat to sort of see how you need to make certain decisions in this. I like it quite a bit. Okay, so shuffle my guy out of the way. I don't want this guy to damage any more buildings, so Ralph can move in. And can we get a free... Yes, we can. Alright, so we get the reputation, but we really blew it with the energy. Alright, that was not a good mission. Your mechs are barely scratched. That'll allow us to reassign our repair crews to emergencies in other regions. And in exchange, we got a reactor core and Chen Rong, after attacking, gain 1 free tile movement. That's a pretty good ability. You just got a new pilot. You can assign them in the upgrade screen. So what does Elizabeth Zhang get me? Unknown skill, gain experience to gain... Okay, well, we'll hold off on that. So we'll install a core to get the dash attack, which I like quite a bit. And I pretty much feel like, as much as I want the bonus corporate reputation, I think we'll go to Colonial Park, because we do need to build up our energy. Now, the mines are going to be an absolute bastard to deal with, but Alright, old Earth proximity mines are buried in this region from hundreds of years ago. We were slowly disarming them, but then we thought, why not use them against the Vec? Alright, so no adjacency bonuses here. Oh, and I've got a bunch of bouncers. Okay, this will be character building. Of course he's gonna jump up like that. Okay, that sucks a lot. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna set off that mine if I walk on it. Shit. There's no way I'm gonna be able to... Okay, how much damage does this thing do? Stops on this space. Okay, that's really important information. Okay, so... Well, bad news is there's still no way I can... Well, here's how I'm gonna do this. So, shoot one like that. Damage to the tank, but that's life. At least we're knocking out the killing enemies part. Look at that, fresh meat. So, less likely we're gonna get anything done with these mines, but... Okay, this is complicated. Ah, no. Okay, so this should hopefully set off the mine. But it'll set off the mine on my tank as well. I have a little human capital built up in this person. Well, okay. I'm gonna sit... Okay, I gotta think my way through this. So let's say energy damage is the worst possible fate. Units cannot move after attacking. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean when I say it's got an XCOM-ish sort of... Ah, okay, so... Here's how I do this. I shoot this guy out of the way. I now have a dash attack where I'm able to put him on a mine. He blocks the... He attacks this guy, he blocks, and I have got... I basically get away scot-free damage-wise. This guy's actually gonna die when he, when his buddy comes up. That's... Now you're thinking with portals. Okay. I still have my reset turn available. So I'm thinking, punch this guy, he dies, 1 damage to the scorpion. Tank normally would do double duty, but... Okay, so punch this guy, damage to the scorpion, 1 shot to the scorpion, ends it. Artillery needs to either stand in the way of the shot or move him... Ideally move him to the left. Okay. like where this is going. So kill, one shot here. This guy moves up and takes the shot. Last step is we need to protect this. I've got one more health available to this guy, so we're going to move him up. Oh, no, we don't move him up. We move this guy to the side. So he's going to take 1 damage as he moves up. I'm going to need to be a little careful with my tank next turn, but we basically only... We wind up with only 2 things left in this round. So this is only making you want to play this game? Why, Melee Mage? This game is called Into the Breach, available DRM free at GOG.com/game-into-the-breach $PP22E67BB39BE9C466 DBEEF54DAC9455EB149BA87, which is an affiliate link that brings revenue to the stream at no additional cost to you. And I can say, if this will convince you even further, for the remaining turn, we will prepare a Okay, this should be pretty easy. So 1 damage to the beetle. Shoot it to death. Hawk 1 for me. Obviously, Melee Mage by where you see the value, but GOG did give me a copy of this game. It's the same game, but you do get a DRM free copy, and if you do buy it through that GOG affiliate link, it does help me out. That same goes for everybody, but let it not be said that I do not work hard to make sure that the sponsors of this stream as well as my own interests are served. Watching those mines take out the Vec was a real treat, and with fewer mines around, it's safer for our forces to move through the region. Okay. Oh my god! Seismic activity! Okay, corporate HQ. We can destroy the Firefly leader and protect the corporate tower. Some kind of Vec abomination is approaching our headquarters. Whatever it is, it must be stopped. Again, unless I want to stack everybody up like this, there's no adjacency bonus, but I'm not sure moving. Well, I guess my ranged guys... We'll see what happens with the... Oh wait, we don't get the adjacency bonus. I'm a friggin' idiot. I don't like that at all. Okay. Stay away from my mom. Let's... into the drink. Now this thing's massive, so it can't be drowned. But I do like the idea of doing some extra damage to it. So I'm gonna take some damage, but that's fine. I believe I am on fire! Alright, so I gotta deal with... Ooh, that's a nasty little... It's a nasty little pack. Okay, so... Defend the colony. I don't have a lot of options for what to do with you. I may want to have reconsidered. So what could I have done? Oh, hang on, same trick. So Calypso is dropping bombs on your moms. And I don't have a good solution for... Okay, I'm going to do a quick reset turn. I'm probably going to wind up regretting this, but... Okay, so... Artillery seems a solution here. Yeah, this is the better call. So, get this guy out of the way. people take damage, but not enough for me to worry yet. I need to stop being I need to stop being impulsive on some of these decisions. Yeah, so things getting a little hairy for our health, but I'm not panicked yet. Okay, so if I shoot this guy's gonna need to do some repairs, or he's gonna need to do some damage. Okay, so enemy down. Now here's the real dilemma for Ralph. He's either gonna have to damage. Yeah, it's a lot of damage that's gonna be happening to my guys actually. So the ideal move for my artillery would be to knock these two things to the side. Problem is that if I do that, my artillery dies. And I use my reset, so what's my clever plan? +3 grid defense. Am I willing to lose Calypso? I think I am. So my alternatives are to take yeah, there's really no smart way for me to... I'm sure without using the reset, but like I said, I'm not... I wasn't thinking, so... I can move this guy in... No, I can't move him in the way of that attack. Yeah, so I got a little too comfortable with the idea of having like infinite health. Okay, well, back threat removed. Now, I'm on fire, so units on fire take 1 damage at the start of every turn. So in this case, I'm actually going to take the time to repair myself. This thing was going to take damage anyway. That'll hold till we're back to base. Turn. So yeah, this is poorly thought out, but probably won't be fatal. And looks like they're focused on... They're basically focused on this area, so I can do a sneaky little switch. If I could use my charging attack, so much the better, but I don't have a lot of good options for that, so... move back. Now I gotta think a little carefully about this, because moving this guy to the side... Well... I'll do it. So the problem is, of course, I moved this guy to the side, and I blew it because I don't have enough range. And I used up... Okay, so I completely unnecessarily take additional damage to my power grid for that move. Because I moved this guy the wrong way. But that's what I get for not... So what I need to do in future is I need to sit down, I need to state exactly what my actions in the turn are going to be, and then implement them. If I don't do that, that's where I wind up taking unnecessary damage to the power grid. So... My bad. That was not a good defense. Other than, of course, I gained the reputation. Now the reputation is probably going to be spent buying more power grid, but we'll see. We did get some promotions though, so. Okay, so. I didn't see. Yeah. Now I can donate a pilot. Sidestep. After attacking, gain 1 free autonomy. Okay, so I'm actually reassigning people. It's experienced mech reactor, mech HP. Yeah, I'm okay with this being a brawler. I'm gonna make my tank the sidestepper, and the artillery will get the bonus reactor. That's particularly good news because of buildings immune, so I can install the new reactor. I believe I'll need 2 for that, so I still like the dash move. I could get myself either 2 additional health and make this thing an absolute beast. I could give myself an additional move, or I can give this thing additional. I like the idea of giving it the additional move, so. God, I'm just seeing all these welcome to the chat room messages. So again, I'm really sorry guys if you are talking and I'm not seeing it. Okay. Wait, I have a leftover core. So I could have put 2. Oh, that's actually really important. So we'll install an additional core, we'll take it out and move, and we'll get additional damage. Thanks, Melee Mage. Yeah. You won't find me as gullible as my department heads. Whatever time traveler nonsense you claim, it's your firepower we need. Okay, so it's all reputation, but I think in this case we're going to go straight for the power. Destroy 2 mountains, kill at least 7 enemies, and protect the emergency batteries. Okay, so this thing's right for my tank. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a beast to work out, but I can see some things happening. Man, I never thought about this as a strategy, but putting things in positions where you know you're going to move them away so that you can like, so right now they basically neutralized all these potential shots. See, this is a shame, because if I could have knocked this thing back onto defense. Okay, anyways, that's a bonus taken care of. I am totally fine leaving you here. Now, as for my artillery, in the best case scenario, okay, I can't put anything in the drink, so the best I can do is damage it. Oh, actually, this is going to be a little sneaky. So, blocking the damage. And Oh, well, he's going to take the damage anyway. It's better than the... How much damage does this thing do again? Just the one? Move 2, damage 1. So he may not actually... He may not actually do the block. Which is silly of me if that's the case, but... I forgot that's artillery, it doesn't jump. Yeah, so... Oh, but... Same effect! Exactly. Not what we planned, but exactly what we wanted. Well, that's a pain. Okay, so we'll move out. I moved the wrong spot. So we'll move him to attack his buddy. This guy has like no movement options now. This gives me some interesting possibilities though, so we'll shoot him here. And I will live with the rest. I'm not sure how many of these objectives we're gonna achieve though. Have a good. I'm glad you're getting something new to play then, Melee Mage. Save us! All right, this is all kinds of crappy. There's no way that I can kill this thing without. There's no way I can kill this thing without damaging the power grid. So, where are my resources best employed to minimize the effects of this horrible turn? Well, I definitely don't want this thing attacked, so we'll knock you out of the way. Okay, I know how to do this. So, more damage to my guys than I wanted, but we only lose the 1 damage here, so. I'd say you'd miss all the excellent Into the Breach gameplay, Melee Mage, but I'm alright, I just don't know how long. Okay, so secondary objective, if I can manage it, is to if I can somehow manage to get some damage on these mountains, but I think I'm going to be spending all my time. Well, hang on. So I need to kill 2 of these guys. Yeah, so there's no way I can achieve my goal of... This thing's got 1 health. Well, no, okay, so... Yeah, but I still can't destroy 2 mountains with this, so that's taken care of. And for good measure, yeah, we protected the batteries at least, but that didn't prioritize things very well. You missed all the breach action, but you'll join in the action when you get home. Exactly. All right. Yeah, I'm really slipping. This is not as good. I think I'm overall doing worse than when I first started on this, but that's fine. I just need to sit down. I need to think, and I need to be a little more intelligent in how I'm handling it. So the vet casualty report was sufficient, but with a stable landmass remaining, they can still use them as hives to replenish their numbers. Okay, so you got more grid defense, which is good news. So as much as I want to gain sort of additional resources and such, let's go to the Gamma Trench to protect the coal plant. We should be able... How are you doing, Unknown Brigade? Okay, so... one-shot it, and... kind of want to give my artillery some options. One of your time pods has appeared on the sensors. Perhaps this one will shed truth on why you're really here. Okay. So, well, no, I said I was going to plan it out. So, this thing takes this guy out in one shot. Artillery blast is going to knock these 2 guys off of the target, and that gives me a free move with my the combat mech, which I haven't quite figured out yet. But the immediate worries have been taken care of with this. So this guy's taken down. Mech eliminated. Acquiring new target. So move them back. Again, this is just a pushing... Ooh. This is just a pushing move. So I really want to keep this guy in play. Oh, wait. It doesn't matter because he's going to... So we push him back 1, so he winds up landing on the seismic activity. He also takes damage from the Firefly. I don't think I was fighting Tide Pods, but... More enemies on the way. Okay, so... Problem with punching this guy is that he's going to move back, and that's going to attack the power plant. So if I want to do anything, I want to push him forward, but I believe that would trample... Okay, so what we're going to do with Ralph is we're going to... Okay, I need to think about what I'm doing again. Okay, so Ralph blocks this, punches this thing out of the way. Tank shoots this thing out of the sky. Artillery moves this thing to the side, and then I deal with what emerges afterwards. So, clear it out. Eliminate. And yeah, there's no other way that I can... There's no other like clever thing I can do to try and get this thing gone. So move it to the side. And that's our turn. I mean, theoretically I can pick this thing up, but it does seem like a little bit of a waste of a move. Unless I can gain some other advantage by being in that location, I think it's better that I just accept what's happening. Okay, so... away from the windows. There's some interesting possibilities here, so I'm going to shoot... I think what's going to happen is I'm going to shoot this guy off the cliff. That neutralizes this threat. I'm going to drop an artillery on my own guy. That's going to move this guy out of the way. And I wind up taking how much damage? So 1 damage from the artillery, 2 from the... Okay, so 1 from the block, 2 from the artillery, 3 from the beetle, 4 from the firefly. So I'm just shy 1 unless I repair or I like take down one of the sources of damage. But I like this plan, so it's over the edge. This guy winds up on a pit, so I particularly like that option. Ah, this guy winds up in the drink, so sources of damage are now eliminated. I don't think I need to repair, although I don't think I'm going to be able to eliminate this guy this turn. Yeah, he just stays at the edge like that. Oh wait, no, he doesn't leap into the end. He fires into the end, so... but as long as I survive next turn, I am okay. Again, just a warning, guys, chat is not working well for me, so if I'm not replying to you and you're saying things that is purely a function of my... that's purely a function of my technical problems right now. I think the best thing to do is repeat yourself in chat until I notice you. I will do my best to make sure that people don't get missed. Okay, so let's think a little bit about what we're trying to accomplish. As long as I move from this tile, this guy's relatively safe. I need to clear this out. I need to clear this out. I can clear this out with a shot. So punch him to the side. Now this is a dilemma. But I think I toss this one into the drink, which will not damage my ally. It will kill that. And I can really do whatever I want, but this thing dies with a shot from my cannon. So more experience for the new agent I got. Be cool if we could wipe this guy out, but he is a fairly strong enemy. I've got the time pod at the end, and we protect the... Oh! I took too much damage, so let's reset to see if I can... Okay, so I can't move this guy in the way, unfortunately. That'd be swell if I could find a way to repair my guy. Okay, so I can't fire on this thing from my position. Sorry, I'm trying to think this through. So I need to, if I try to move everyone, I can repair. So the main thing I need to do is repair this guy. I move him, and I repair him. So I need to find a way of making my tank... Well, my tank shoots this guy in the way of that, so this doesn't get hurt. Okay, I see I see the potential now. So, heal up. Tank shoots this guy in the... Fuck! So we still lose the prestige. Oh, crap. And we take the damage. This is why I need to sit down and think about what I'm doing. So, oh no. I actually pushed myself into a worse position than if I had just done this. Than if I did this last round. What was I thinking? Can I afford to loot? No, I can't. I don't want to lose this person. Okay. I'll at least neutralize. So we gain nothing from this mission, basically. We recover it from protecting the coal plant, but man, that was so stupid of me. Oh well. I guess it's honestly the only way I'm gonna learn not to be an idiot like this is to new reactor goods cores is good. And we get a free smoke. The only way I'm gonna learn not to do dumb stuff like that is by burning my hand. Okay, so if I want an additional power that'll give me more health or more move, an additional power here, again, more health or more move, an additional power. Oh, buildings are immune. I gotta remember that I put that on too. And again, more health or more move. It is nice to use this thing to throw it in front of let's throw some more health in here. So now basically everything can jump in the way. Okay, high threat detected at the maglev bunkers. Defend the prototype Renfield bombs and protect the defense labs. This will be a tricky one to win. I should have read the dialogue, but I kind of want to see how this turns out. And yeah. I forgot to equip the smoke, which would actually be very helpful for this mission. But everyone brace yourselves! Okay. I think this thing probably can't just get thrown into the water. It would be awesome if it did, though. Flying... Okay, so I think... Okay, so I got some sneaky plans. I do need to think about how to protect these. So I move this guy up, I shoot this thing down. That's fine. And the artillery will well, actually, will the yes, the artillery will be able to. Okay, so knock this thing down. Artillery dumps this into the drink. I don't think there's any negative consequences to it, but that buys me a turn. And what I would have preferred to do is punch this thing into... Yeah, see, I would have preferred to punch it into that area, but I know it's just going to come back and hit me. So instead, what we're going to do is we will exact terrible revenge. So this guy's just going to run across the map, but he is going to be a threat to some of these other areas. But that's fine. We're still in the game for the next round. And I think I'm okay with where they live. Okay, not my favorite enemy. I think we have some options for protecting this. Okay, that's no good though. I got all sorts of bad options right now. Okay, so let's pretend that I kill this thing first. I need to deal with this. Let's say that this thing, I'm okay losing the damage. How do I deal with this? Not obvious that this guy's going to get there in time. So let's say as an alternative, I use my artillery to knock this guy to the side. I accept that I'm not able to take this thing out on the one turn. I'm a little curious in how this all turns. I don't think I can actually knock him to the side. Oh no, we should be okay. So, okay, so we got a little security there. This guy gets moved to the side. And I can either... Well, no, I can take some... So I have one of two options. I can... Actually, I kind of want to reserve... I think I want to reserve the damage I do to him. I will try and make sense of why I did this in a moment. Is there any sense in me moving? No. Cool. Okay, so priority number one is taking this guy out. So I still have my reset turn, so right now I'm just kind of spitballing. Yeah, so I think that if my understanding is correct, that wound up killing one of these guys. So I now need to get rid of this fellow. Now where are the remaining threats to my buildings? Alright, so I still wind up losing one power, unfortunately. As much as my preference would be to take out this alpha, the better call is to minimize the damage to my my infrastructure. There's no way for me to throw my body in front of all this stuff, so I think the beetle's the better call. Oh, smoke's blocking. So the reason for that is all my guys are sort of clustered in this area, so I'm going to be able to do a little more damage next turn. So again, sucks that we're now down to 2 power bars, but that's a function of my planning, or lack thereof. Resisted. That building's tougher than I thought. Cool. This building resisted damage. The chance of building resisting damage is shown to the right of your power. Oh! Alright, I like that ability a lot more now. Okay, so priority number one, take this guy out. Oh, god damn. Okay, so I gotta get this guy out of the way. Oh yeah, we can win this. Ooh, let's make smart decisions. There we go. A few more like that. This war is won. Okay, I feel better about this. Oh no, Twitch is being done. Yeah, Unknown Brigade. So I didn't see that message that you just sent in my normal chat. I only saw it on my mobile, which is not that reliable either. So unfortunately, when people talk in chat, it's not working as well as I'd like it to. Okay, so we got an additional core. Good news. Excellent. Both prototypes survive intact. I can order Renfield and his team to move on to stage 2. We get one more. I'm thinking we'll probably go for the double. So I have a feeling I want to throw the core in here because when I remove these, we wind up doing a lot of damage. So let's reconsider that. Okay, Blackrock RST training. Defend the train. Defensive shields active. Well, okay. So defend the terraformer, terraform the grassland back to desert. Defend the earth mover, block Vex spawning 3 times, or just straight up defend the train. I think I'm gonna do RST training here. Ugh. I'm not sure about that. Okay, the train. Yeah, this will be fun. The maglev runs on solar power. We need to get it out of the approaching storm front before its cells die. Of course there's a healer. Fortunately, my artillery can basically one-shot a healer now, so that's a bonus. Okay. We can do well. I wasn't thinking straight. Oh, hang on. What's the order then? Okay, so he attacks first. That's fine. What would be great, of course, is if I didn't do the bonus damage to... Oh, this is interesting, actually. So, is there... Okay, so I knock you down here. You do damage to this guy. So I can do two... but he takes too much damage. Yeah, I wasn't too excited about that decision, but this guy will just have to accept some damage. Yeah, it's just the way it's going to work out. But yeah, my artillery is pretty devastating and with that bonus, so... Alright, this is going to get a little complicated. Well, I guess it depends where this guy moves. Ugh, that's not great. Okay, so I'm thinking this is something for the artillery to take care of. Okay, good. Move this guy, we'll knock them into the drink. And we're in good shape. So this guy does damage to him. This guy's shot does nothing. This guy takes a little damage because of the block, but we're in a good position for next round. It's funny, I don't use the sidestep at all, but I like to think it's helpful. Oh no! The hell? Oh no, you know, that's fair. It totally told me at the start. It totally told me at the start that if something gets in the way of it, that's completely my fault. I'll accept that. That just sucks because I did not think that was going to be a consequence for that action. Okay, I don't have a lot of good options. Okay, so we're gonna do punch this. Competent. Yeah, so kind of an unnecessary loss of one one reputation, but it's fine. No Vec on sensors. Good job, Riftwalkers. Why was the train's path interrupted? It could have been destroyed. My engineers say it's recoverable, but we can't afford to have it idle for repairs. I mean, my bad. I mean, for as bad as we're doing, or rather I'm doing, this is further than we got last time, so... Warning, Hive Leader, drawn out by your offensive against the Vec, the Hive Leader is assaulting the corporate HQ. Okay, so we need to destroy the Beetle Leader and protect the corporate tower for the reputation. A Vec monstrosity is assaulting our tower. We have to rely on you this final time to help us. Okay. Let's see if we can bring it home. Okay. This is a dumb spot for me to move this, actually, because I have no mobility options. Okay, so this guy... I want to displace them. Definitely want to displace... Okay, again, I gotta think my way through this. So we move him up, push this guy to the side. I'm slightly curious if... Okay, so this does knock him into the drink. Okay, yeah, I see how I'm doing this. So knock him to the side. Knock this guy out of the way. And this guy, well, he doesn't wind up blocking, but at least we protect the objective. Oh my god, that thing sets everything on fire. Okay, I think we can actually take this thing out now. Not anymore. Holy crap, that thing does a ton of damage. So I really do want to take it out this turn if I can. Sadly, I cannot do an artillery shot on this. I can knock this thing over, but there's no benefit. Okay, so let me think a little bit about this. My artillery options are... Oh, hang on. So if I move him here... So I can actually knock this guy to the side again. Ah, yeah, I can protect everything. So... Oh, no, he's moving forward, so that sucks for me. Well, you know what? I just didn't plan that very well. Do I want to use the reset turn? 2 damage to this thing? Yeah, that's pretty substantial, so... Okay, so... This is slightly more creative. He's still gonna take it in the throat, but... So, only 1 damage to my grid, which isn't great, but we're in a better position overall. Holy crap, so it's still 2 damage to the grid, but I used up all my moves, so... Oh, he died to the fire damage. That's excellent. Okay, I wasn't sure that... Oh my god! I got very lucky. Okay. So the ideal solution is one that... So I take down this thing. I knock this thing off task. And I guess I just wind up killing this one because I don't have any other options. I only need to survive next turn, so we're in good shape. Yeah, so they're really putting pressure on me. So I think the question here is just how do we minimize the damage to my existing buildings? So the way we do that is we get 2 for 1 here, and then the question is either taking out or knocking out our biggest threats. I don't think I can drown either of these, so... Yeah, so we still wind up taking damage on the civilian building. We'd be very lucky if we got another 18%, but it's the minimum damage that we can take on that round, so... Protect the grid, it's almost gone. Alright. I mean, much like this playthrough, I'm not incredibly happy with the way I've been handling these things, but the thing is that we've made more progress than last time we played, so I must admit it was an impressive performance. We will rest easier knowing that the Vec monstrosity no longer infests our island. Okay, so let's just take a look. I'm gonna need... So basically 3 cores is what I'm looking for. Well, 1 core for buildings immune. I actually like that a lot for the artillery mech. We're probably only going to be able to buy 1, to be honest, so yeah, we'll get a core. Buildings gain a shield after taking damage. Grappling hook. Use a grapple to pull a mech towards... I mean, that's tempting, but... Fly in a line and slam into the target, pushing it. Yeah, I think we're just going to go for some vanilla upgrades. So definitely want more grid power. I mean, I can get another reactor core, but I don't think that's going to get me what I... Oh, you know what? Let's donate the smoke drop. I don't really need that. So I can buy another reactor core if I'm feeling super confident, or I can pump up my grid power. I know I'll at least get the 1. So artillery mech gets buildings immune. That's going to free up a lot of options for me here. So I definitely want to do some extra damage. It's 3 cores is the best way to get that, but like honestly, let's just get ourselves back into the game. If we do well with reputation, where you know, we're just ready for the next we're ready for the next batch. But I think in this case, let's just play it safe. Normally I'd be done casting right now, but I do kind of want to push this as far as I can. So again, I'm really sorry guys if you've been chatting. Last thing that I've seen in chat here was Unknown Brigade saying, oh no, Twitch is being dumb. So apologies for that. Do let me know if, again, best thing to do is just repeat in chat if I missed something. And I know I've gotten really volatile viewer numbers, so I do think that's kind of affecting people's enjoyment of the stream. I apologize for that. But right, by completing 2 islands, you've unlocked Pinnacle Robotics. In future games, you'll be able to visit unlocked islands in any order. Final mission. After securing 2 corporate islands, the final mission is available to complete. Difficulty. The difficulty of this battle scales to your current progress. Fighting it now will be as much of a challenge as attempting it after securing additional islands. Civilians. Securing more islands before the final mission will allow you to save more civilians and increase your final score. I mean, it's super tempting, but I kind of want to see what the final mission looks like. You may complete the final mission at any point after securing 2 corporate islands. The difficulty that, yeah, let's give it a shot. The Volcanic Hive. With Vec driven off the islands, you have a chance to wipe them out at their source. You are humanity's last hope. Let's run it. Let's go for the early win. So we need to survive the fight in 5 turns. And we'll go 1 in the back. I realize it's a bit of a cheap start. We're here, but we're too far from the grid. Our mechs won't last long. Deploying remote power pylons. They'll keep you connected to the grid. Cool. Okay, let's be smart about how we handle this. So again, I don't want to damage the grid, otherwise I'd knock this guy into the drink. Or sorry, I wouldn't knock this guy into the drink, I'd try and block, but... So... Smack that. I don't see any other good options here except to just punch the crap out of this guy. So it's not an elegant solution, but it gives us our turn, so... I'm assuming it's gonna head down like this. So I'd normally be okay leaving this thing here because of the threat of a volcanic projectile, but unfortunately I actually need to knock this thing. Oh, actually, so here's a smart idea. We'll take this guy out, and then we'll just move to the side to block the thing that's coming up next. So, again, not a whole lot that happens with this guy, but... similar story in terms of just blocking nasty stuff that comes up next round. Does this guy really get another move? No. Yeah, so I'm okay with this. 2 damage that my guys take from emerging enemies, but it just means that we're only going to have 2 things to worry about with 2 turns left. I'm assuming this can't be the... Oh, Jesus, Scion attack. Oh! Clever. Okay. Yeah, that could have been bad if I used this guy as a defense. Not today, you Vec bastard. Okay. So I definitely want to put a priority on taking out the psionic guy. Is there something clever I can do? Okay, so gonna knock this guy back. That should give me my movement to the side. Now I need to eliminate the psionic attack, otherwise I am in deep doo-doo. So Ralph is gonna punch Psychic Bro. He can withstand the damage. This guy's gonna take 1 damage, and Elizabeth, I think I definitely will feel better doing a repair on Elizabeth. I can take this guy out, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna give me another enemy to deal with, so we'll get a quick repair in on this unit. And we'll see how it all goes. So the next couple of guys that come up are actually going to be born in fire, so that's generally good news for me. So we'll see if that was a good decision or not. We got company, everyone. All right. It's gonna give me some things to think about for sure. So I can drop this guy into the drink. I can knock this guy off of his position, but how the hell am I gonna get... I don't think I can get a projectile there without taking the damage. I can turn around and punch this guy. This isn't a problem. So it'll die to the fire next round. Okay, I gotta think a little bit about this, because there's a way I can protect them. I mean, this is the... We apparently win next turn. If I drop... So if I drop my artillery here, this moves it out of the way. Oh, that won't be sufficient to move out of the way, so I'd have to drop it here to move him off to the side. This guy still winds up doing damage, so then I would need to move my tank to knock him over the edge. Well, here's a possibility. So this defends... Okay, so this defends this area. I knock this guy out of the way. I knock this guy into the fire. That's one, but there's plenty more. And then take this guy out. So everybody still lives. Hell's almost gone. Incoming seismic activity. Brace yourselves. These tremors can't be anything good. I'm probably gonna regret doing the repair. Yep. Turns out there's additional phases. Sending down power pylons. Keep them operational. We don't have any more. Okay. We'll need a lot more firepower than we have to take out this complex. Any ideas? Deploying a Renfield bomb. Defend it while it primes and it will destroy the hive. Keep the Vec from that bomb. No way I'm letting them escape what's coming. Okay. Okay, so now I need to start oh, great. Okay, so they give me some clemency in terms of the damage that I take. Okay, so let's consider a little bit what our options are. If I can... So I definitely want to clear everybody out. So I think that now I'm willing to start sacrificing some power to achieve my goals. I want to move... I have to move him here. So I'm going to move him into a spot. Oh, see, that sucks because I'm going to lose a little more power than I thought I would. Or do I have to? No. Because now I just knock him into the fire. Okay, so again, we lose the 2 damage here. This guy is sort of free to do whatever he wants. And we're going to have 3 pretty disparate enemies come up, but we also only need to defend for a certain period of time. Let's see how it goes. There might be a phase 3 if FTL is any indication. Yeah. Okay, so the psionic attack is a pretty devastating problem. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is no threat to my pylons right now. That thing's a big threat to my bomb, though, and I don't have a good way of... I don't really have a good way of dislodging it. Ah, here's some options. Okay, so... but... It's giving me some crappy options. Alright, so... I'm gonna punch him like this. I'm gonna move Elizabeth up. And I also need to decide... Yes, I do want to... I don't want to get my tank out of this area, so... Again, that's to disable the psionic attack. Now Elizabeth is going to destroy this rock, but it's going to move him into a kill zone. Oh, and you're going to get out of the way. So we're going to lose, I think, 4... No. Yeah, so we're going to lose 3 power off of this. Ooh, it's going to get dicey, but I think we can make this work. All those combat tours paid off. Okay. Nice. Oh! I absolutely do not deserve that good fortune, but I'll take it. Alright, it's awesome if I can find a way of knocking this guy into the lava. But there's no... Well, hang on. Let's not be so quick. Okay, but is this the most important thing I can be doing right now? Because So I'm protecting the bomb first. Pat yourself on the back after the mission's done. This guy will do 1 damage to my power, which I might be willing to accept. This guy can't reach... So it's slightly tempting... Okay, actually, does this guy count as massive? Yeah, he does. So knocking him into the fire isn't going to get me the win that I want. So what we do instead, I stop a guy from generating. I punch this thing into oblivion. And now I... knock this guy off. Okay, I still get another move from this guy. So... And move them back out. And we only need to hang on for 1 more turn. Okay, this thing could end my run right here. I'm gonna punch this guy to the side here. I'm gonna knock this guy off the target. Also, he's gonna wind up charging into his ally here. Now I'm gonna wind up taking damage on one of these pylons, but I believe both of these so the Firefly and the Stinger, they both do. They'll both only do 1 damage, so not only are we guaranteed to survive, but I can get a guaranteed kill as well. Okay. That wasn't terrifying at all. I have no idea why the resistance was like. The Renfield bomb is ready. I recommend you leave now or you'll share a grave with the Vec. Come on, Riftwalkers, we've got other timelines to save. Time to redeploy to other timelines. Not one for goodbyes, so I'll see you when I see you, alright? What a great game. Victory thanks to the valiant efforts of Ralph Carlson, Chen Rong, and Elizabeth Zhang. The Vec Hive has been destroyed, saving this timeline from ultimate doom. Humanity can now begin to recover from the destruction wrought by the Vec. Island civilian lives protected, 9,101. Total Earth lives saved, approximately 4.6 billion. Oh, power up. Mr. Kevin? Good work. All right, so hour and 38 minutes. Obviously, this is only 2 islands out of 4, so this is a fairly standard. So I'm just trying to think. A bonus mech reactor, mech HP. Or grid defense and an additional mech reactor. I do like this additional movement. Let's make Chen my new traveler. So it looks like the way that I get a new time traveler is by actually setting somewhat into the. I basically have to. I think I have to win with a pilot, and I send them into the new setup. So. We're doing okay with our goals. So basically, we need to get victories on the island. So it looks like we need to. Oh, hang on. So we pay to unlock these things. Okay, cool. So either I can unlock a lot of content early, or I go for like one. Yeah, we'll go for the early stuff, so. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do another run though. All right. That is it for me tonight, guys. I'm about half an hour past what I'd like to normally do. I kind of had an expectation that I would like Into the Breach. That is a very well done game. I think so. The comparison to FTL is inevitable because it's inevitable because that's what the developers originally made. So some things that I like about it. So I think there were some lessons learned in terms of just the overall difficulty of FTL. I have a feeling, like I know a couple of people who have just never seen the end of FTL because the game was just too difficult, and they declined to they simply declined to watch the simply declined to go to the lower difficulty. Again, I'm not seeing anything in my chat right now, so if you guys are speaking up, I apologize. I don't really know how else to handle this. It's one of the reasons why I'd kind of like to just call it for the evening. So it's a lightweight game. It's the mechanics are very simple. They tell you everything that you need to know, but that does not stop it from being a very deep game. So it's something that, you know, they do just a few little mechanics, and you can get your way through it pretty quickly. The ability to unlock new mechs is there. So like one of the things I like about it is that you don't feel like you're trying to achieve the impossible to unlock new things. You know, we got the game done in about an hour and a half. We were able to do the final fight. I was able to win on my second play on normal. Obviously, I didn't go the distance in terms of of unlocking all of the islands, but I sort of wanted to see what the final fight was like. So I think it's a game where you don't have a huge time commitment, but there's a lot of replayability. There's a lot of depth. I have a feeling that in a little while I'm probably going to want to try the hard difficulties. But first thing I want to do is to do all 4 islands and see if I can bump up that score. Yeah, it's again, the best summary I can give is the game. It's like XCOM if the other team declares its movements and you need to work around it. So the VEC kind of have an advantage in terms of just being able to get things done. And what you need to do is manage the situation as best as possible and decide what kind of sacrifices you want to make. And that's the heart of it is in the individual missions, but even at the upper level, like when you're low on energy, you want to maybe pick some different missions than what you would have done otherwise. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful to GOG for giving me a copy of this game. And again, if you guys don't like all the advertising, I'm sorry. Looks like my chat isn't allowing me to use my commands anyway. Exclamation mark. Come on. Yeah, man. Looks like my chat's totally dead. Welcome to the chat room. Jesus Christ. All right, so assuming that you guys can read that, GOG did give me a copy of Into the Breach. I obviously partner with them because of the DRM free status. I also really like the fair pricing policy because I am Canadian. They offered me Canadian dollars long before Steam ever did. Obviously buy it on the platform that you want or you feel the best on, but if you do decide to pick this game up, if I helped you at all making that decision, I'd love it if you guys could use that affiliate link, as that does drive a little bit of revenue towards me at no cost to yourself. Overall, I am very, very happy with this game. I can definitely see myself playing a lot more of this. And again, I love the fact that it doesn't take a whole lot of time to play. So if you have a bad run, that's totally fine. You just roll, you just roll straight into the next one, and you do your best. I think it took all of the, so it's not a game like FTL in almost any way, but you can feel the fingerprints of Subset on this. And I just think that they really polished some of the things that kind of kept me from playing as much FTL as I normally would have. And then more importantly to it is a turn-based strategy game. Again, I really like XCOM, and this is a very XCOM-y kind of game, but with its own spin. So again, this is probably as high of a recommendation as I can give to the game. I think it's worth it. I forgot to mention, if you don't have FTL and you use that affiliate link, you do get a copy of FTL Advanced Edition. But if you already own it, and chances are if you're interested in this game, you already do, not much I can tell you about that. Again, whether or not you guys get to see what I'm saying, thank you for watching. We are going to host the lovely Miss Jessie Quill, who is still streaming, to my surprise. She is currently playing The Thing, and I don't get a chance to host her very often. Kintara666, I'm sorry if you're just joining us. I'm actually done for tonight. I have been having chat problems the whole evening. But even if you guys are new here, I would love it if you guys could stop by Jessie Quill's channel with me. She is constantly hosting and rating me, and I don't get a chance to do that very often for her. She's my mod. She is a very dear friend, and I think she's a really wonderful caster. She's playing The Thing, which is a game that she watched her dad play. So it'd be wonderful if you guys could come along and give some support. I will be playing this game again. I'll almost certainly be doing it on Friday. So again, I apologize if you're just coming into the chat. Hopefully the chat will be fixed by then. But for now, I'm going to send you off to the capable hands of Miss Jessie Quill. Please come along and show her some support. She's a real sweetheart. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good night.